Hey, dance off, pants off. So there's been a couple of people saying we should check out more of Popo Medic. And so without further ado, we've got a couple of videos here from Popo Medic. We'll be doing not one, but two. So after this video, there'll be another one. So that's why you should like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be sure to comment because that also boosts up the algorithm too. Do that for all your favorite content creators because they're changing all the rules on the YouTubes. And I'm going to be repeating myself. Click, comment, paste all the time. But until then, you lovely, beautiful people, let's get ready to talk about how rooftop Koreans or roof Koreans took back Los Angeles, featuring the donut operator. So grab some donuts. We got some donuts. Oops. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Hit the play button. Hang on. What's going on here? Oh, yep. Hold on. Now we got it.
April 29th, 1992. Chaos erupts in the streets of Los Angeles as tens of thousands of looters pillage the city. And with emergency services unavailable, business owners were left to fend for themselves. And out of all the stories told of the infamous 1992 LA riots, none have scratched the surface between myth and legend, like the story of a group of Korean immigrants taking arms on rooftops. This is that story.
Man, don't be messing with his Korea, man. By the way, Chicago actually has a sister city in Korea. Shout out to our people in Busan. There you go. That's right. That is Chicago's sister city in South Korea. Much love to our sister city in South Korea. I hope to visit it someday. Someday soon. Good things have happened. I've been a little depressed lately, but something good came my way.
Hi everyone, Donut here. The wait is over. I finally got around to making the Roof Korean video after years of anticipation. Just kidding, here's Popo Medic.
In April of 1992, 4 LAPD officers were tried.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. That's a very young version of Donut Operator. All right, cool. All right, I could deal with that.
Kidding, here's Popo Medic.
In April of 1992, 4 LAPD officers were tried following one of the most controversial excessive force incidents in American history. And after the Rodney King verdict was read, all 4 officers were acquitted, resulting in immediate protest.
Earlier, we had quite a scene where protesters did storm the doors of Parker Center.
The protest started out peaceful, but at approximately 4:15 p.m., a group of men approached the Payless Liquor in Delhi on Florence Avenue. The men walked into the liquor store, grabbed whatever the fuck they wanted, and walked out with no intention of paying. 2 of the men smashed the liquor store's front door, and another man struck the store owner's son with a beer bottle, rendering him unconscious. 911 was dialed, and 2 officers from the 77th Street Division of the LAPD responded, finding that the offenders had left upon arrival. And while making checks in the area for the offenders, a young man threw an object at their car. Approximately 24 officers, commanded by LAPD Lieutenant Michael Mullen, arrived and arrested the teenager. But the teenager put up a fight and resisted arrest. The teenager was a well-known minor in the community, further agitating a mass crowd of people who witnessed the arrest. The police formed a perimeter around the arresting officers as the crowd grew more hostile, leading to further altercations and arrests. And fearing the situation could potentially escalate to a life-threatening situation or the use of deadly force, Lieutenant Mullen ordered officers out of the area altogether. And by 6 p.m., the looting began on mass scale.
Well, that's not good. because that's going to destroy businesses. I mean, this is no bueno. This is not how you get a message across, only except for more chaos.
Rampaging protesters looted businesses in South Central Los Angeles, setting dozens of fires. One fireman has been shot.
The crowd began to turn physically violent, seriously injuring bystanders and other members within the crowd, absolutely polarizing the community and devastating business owners.
It's not right! It's not right! It's not right what y'all doing! I came from the ghetto too! Same as all of you did!
You hear the pain, man. Burn all the businesses down ain't gonna bring anything back.
The growing number of rioters in the streets began attacking civilians, throwing debris at cars, pulling people from their vehicles, smashing shop windows, and setting them on fire. The chaos had sent shockwaves into the living rooms of millions of Americans across the nation, as a Chinese immigrant by the name of Choi Si-choi and a trucker named Reginald Denny, who was delivering gravel for the construction of low-income housing, were both horrifically attacked during live coverage of the riots. At approximately 7:15 p.m., as reports of vandalism, looting, and physical attacks continued to come in, Lieutenant Mullen elected to take the information but not respond. Mullen was later relieved by a captain, ordering officers only to assess the Florence and Normandy area. And at 12:15 a.m., Mayor Bradley signed an order for a dusk to dawn curfew, as well as declaring a state of emergency for the city of Los Angeles.
You know, listen, I'm not to make anything political here, but let's see. It's August, and already there's been talks of Donald Trump coming to Chicago, or at least the National Guard, federal agencies. And I got to tell you, man, you know, after seeing all this, you know, with the mismanagement of a lot of these politicians and how they handle these cities, you know, you just got to be careful out there, man. We're entering into some crazy times. So as a favor for me, you lovely, beautiful people, please be safe. And don't worry, I'll be safe too, you know. After all, served 4 years in the Marine Corps, born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I still think I got my head on a swivel, and I think I'll be able to be okay. I don't think anything bad's going to happen in my neck of the woods, but, you know, if anything does happen, remember, I love you.
And on the following day, by mid-morning, violence appeared widespread, as extensive looting and arson was witnessed across Los Angeles County. The rioting moved from south central Los Angeles, going north through central Los Angeles, decimating the neighborhoods as far as Westlake to Fairfax, before reaching Hollywood. The looting and fires engulfed Hollywood Boulevard, and simultaneously rioting moved west into neighboring independent cities of Compton, Carson, and Long Beach. You might even remember Long Beach native Bradley Noel singing about it on Sublime's self-titled album.
First spot we hit it was my liquor store.
R.I.P. Bradley Noel, fucking legend. From Olympic Street to 120th Street laid the forefront of many small family-owned local businesses, primarily owned by first-generation Korean immigrants, many of whom escaped from North Korea into South Korea before immigrating to the United States. Many of whom were formerly voluntold soldiers who knew how to fight. And the fight came to Koreatown rather swiftly, as rioters moved up north from Florence and Normandy with a newfound
And they were like, we don't play around.
thirst for looting. At 11:30 a.m., one employee of a local gun store, David Jew, was working behind the counter when the shop phone rang. It was a phone call from his employer, Richard Park, who owned another store.
Hey, well, I mean, obviously, if I was on the receiving, I'd be like, whoa, wrong guy, Richard. Rich, it's me, Kit Kat. By the way, Richard was my grandfather's name, so. Richard Park, I love you. Hey, I want no smoke, all right? I just love it right there. It's like, hey, man, that's a face. All right, let's fuck around. Come on.
Or a few doors down. Richard informed David that he was at the nearby shop and in the middle of a gunfight. David locked up the gun store, ran across the parking lot, armed with a Beretta. When he arrived, he heard gunshots, at which point looters from across the street made their way to the gun shop plaza and opened fire on Richard and David. But when the two men fired back, the assailants fled the area
They weren't expecting anyone to fight back.
immediately. Word quickly spread throughout Koreatown that this method had worked, in not only protecting Richard's property, but his life. Korean business owners who caught word of this began to phone in a Los Angeles-based radio station called Radio Korea, pleading to the radio station's audience for an armed response to help protect their property.
Everybody parked in the street, took some everything, liquor, beer.
When you got here, you said people were still inside the store. What did you do?
Sit inside. I shut 8 times, everybody moved.
There you go.
Guarding his property. You got anybody out there or just a shot?
Rick Romero out here. All of the merchants here are not going to wait for the National Guard or police or anybody else.
Yeah, there you go. I'm loving it.
You talked about guerrilla warfare, and it's right here, right on the premises here. Just about every one of the individuals in this.
Radio Korea quickly became dubbed Koreatown's makeshift command center, warning listeners of the whereabouts of incoming looters, and offered itself as a 911 system, allowing shop owners to call out for help over the air. After the realization sank in, there would be no response from police, fire, or EMS, already stretched too thin.
Oh, Sears, I remember you.
Responding to thousands of ongoing emergencies.
We need additional guard in here.
We have no police support whatsoever. People are driving by shooting at us, and we have to do something about it.
A local resident by the name of Ina Cho and president of the Korean Veterans Association in 1992 was listening to the broadcast and decided to call in a little broadcast of his own, requesting all Korean Marine Corps veterans to respond to the area. Soon after, a group of around 15 Korean Marine Corps veterans arrived, equipped with
Yes! MAR! Wait, they actually could be Korean Marines from Korea, but if they are U.S. M.A. Hold on. M-A-R-I-N-A-S! That's the way you spell success! Oh, come on. You know I'm right. Look at that ring. Marine Corps. There you go. And this is a cereal box ring from the movie The Phantom. Don't hate.
rifles and rendezvoused with Cho. The men responded to a large electronics warehouse, Kim's TV, where Radio Korea was broadcasting that a mob of looters were attempting to break in. The warehouse had an iron door, which the mob was beating and ramming with a truck. When the mob finally took down the door, Cho attempted to stop the looters who were sprinting inside when 2 vehicles with a combined occupation of 10 people got out of their cars and opened fire on Cho, hitting him 1 time. Richard Kim, whose parents owned the electronics store, armed himself with a semi-automatic rifle. As the warehouse was under fire, his mother suffered a gunshot wound while trying to shield his father. And as more Koreans became injured, more and more Koreans took up arms, taking positions on rooftops for maximum tactical advantage. Not only did they have the high ground and could see everything
It's over, Anakin.
from the roof, but parapets made for the perfect cover from incoming fire. And these firefights were televised.
More familiar with weaponry than I am. He says it looks to be a 9mm Uzi.
Where Korean shopkeepers could be seen armed with M1 carbines, Ruger Mini-14s, pump-action shotguns, handguns, and Daewoo K1A1s. Like, look at this dude's
I love it. I love it.
loadout. He's got a red polo t-shirt and a Daewoo K1A1. I mean, come on. One of the most iconic photographs of roof Koreans happened at a small grocery store called California Market. The owner fortified his store with 20 well-armed employees and volunteers, all of whom were wearing white headbands. They were often shooting blanks or discharging warning shots into the air, which is dumb. You gotta wonder what.
Come on. Hey. My favorite line from The Phantom. Warning shots is for fucking pussies. That's a good movie. It's a cult classic.
Where those went, you know? But their methods worked, as looters scattered, fleeing the area as quickly as they could. On May 3rd, after 4 days of exchanging gunfire with armed looters, the rooftop Koreans successfully forced every single wave of remaining mobs out of Koreatown, saving countless lives and livelihoods in which the Korean American identity was born. And on that same day, over 1,100 Marines and 6,500 National Guard troops patrolled the streets of Los Angeles, putting an end to the chaos.
There you go.
If it wasn't for a few brave men who stood up against their opposers, Koreatown would have been unsalvageable. The nearly week-long rioting killed more than 60 people, injuring more than 2,300, and caused approximately $1 billion in damage, half of which was sustained by Korean-owned businesses. Korean Americans have come to refer to the 1992 uprising as Saigu, which translates to April 29th, a day Koreans will never forget.
Saigu has become a memorial for Korean Americans. It's a moment of profound sadness and loss, feeling so targeted and so abandoned. Ah.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more of these videos in the works and you don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Wait, how the sheriff of Baghdad? You know, I actually saw a video of that fucker being exposed. Anyways. Beautiful. All right, so what do I think about rooftop or how roof Koreans took back Los Angeles? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, excuse me. I love it. All right. Favorite moment right here is when the Marines were called out, man. When the Marines were called out. MARINES. That's the way you spell success. All right. That's right. I think it was right here. Hold on. I think it's this one right here.
Responded to a large electronics warehouse. Korean Veterans Association in 1992 was listening to the broadcast and decided to call in a little broadcast of his own, requesting all Korean Marine Corps veterans to respond to the area. Soon after, a group of around 15 Korean Marine Corps veterans arrived, equipped with rifles, and rendezvoused with Cho. The men
I love this one. I love it. I love every second of it. Love every minute of it. Do not debate me. Do not challenge me. All right. But let me ask this question. Let's be respectful here. If you were part of that brave group of Koreans on top of the roofs in Los Angeles, regale us. Tell us what did you do, or if it was a family member, tell us that tale. Let us know how Los Angeles is now. Look. Let's just be clear. A lot of cities are in the pits right now. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Chicago has seen, my city has seen better days. Not saying they can't come back again, but let us know. Type in the comment section below. Let us know. And if you are one of those many few and proud Marines, MARINES, that's the way you spell success, who took part in the defense of Koreatown in Los Angeles. Tell us your story if you can, or if you're a family member or a relative, if they're not around anymore. Tell us their story. How is that day, April 29th, spoken? Let us know. Let's all be respectful to everyone's opinions and perspectives and points of view, and please be safe and much love, and here's hoping for better days, peaceful days ahead, as they should be.